Hi, everyone. We're at day 2 now, and hopefully, we're getting some of the problems kind of figured out with this online learning. Anyways, moving on. Yesterday, either you got to see the puzzle video, or you haven't, or you will be. So we're still kind of working on that. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, they fixed the problem. But even if you haven't, you should have been able to read this from yesterday. And so I'm just going to kind of go over some of the important things from yesterday. Um, so we begin with this scientist named Alfred Wegener, and he was actually a meteorologist. So he studied the weather, and he just happened to be curious and noticed that, hey, some of the continents, on looking at the map, they look like they maybe fit together. For example, right here, the coastlines of South America and Africa kind of look like puzzle pieces. And so he hypothesized that maybe at some point in Earth's history, the continents were arranged a little differently, that maybe they were connected more so than they are now, because many of the continents are separated by huge oceans. All right, so one of his evidences for this theory that the continents were all once together is that the puzzle piece shape of some of the continents, how they look like they might piece together. The second thing that was in the reading yesterday was something right here about geologic formations right there. So he noticed that when you kind of like piece together the continents, the way he thought maybe they matched, there were also matching like rock types and mountain ranges lined up. And so there was some geologic evidence also. So we have the matching shapes, the coastlines, how they look like they match together like puzzle pieces. We have geologic evidence, how the rock types and mountain ranges match up. And then for today, this was not on yesterday's, but where I have highlighted today, a third evidence that supports his theory is fossil evidence. And so I'm going to show you this picture because it best explains it, I think. And how this is not all of the continents. You can see that Eurasia is missing out of this, and North America. But so this is just showing some of the continents as they might have been together many, many years ago. And so what they found was in modern day South America and Africa, they have found fossil remains of this land-dwelling reptile in both places. And we know that today, South America and Africa are separated by a vast ocean, the South Atlantic Ocean. And this was a land-dwelling reptile, so it's unlikely that it was like swimming across, thousands of miles of salt water. Same thing with this land reptile right here. This one was found in fossil remains were found in Africa, in India, and Antarctica. And those three places presently are very, very, very far apart. So that is another fossil evidence that they found. Another one is this plant species, which kind of spans all of these continents here, this type of fern. And then this one right here is a freshwater reptile. Those fossil remains found on South America and Africa also. So Wegener had the puzzle piece shape of the continents as evidence, the rock formations as evidence, and the fossil evidence. So if we go on, we'll get to what I was going to say in just a second. So he kind of concluded that, hey, all continents possibly were all together in this big landmass called Pangaea. And he gave the name Pangaea, which means all Earth. And so we've come to figure out that this was probably around 250 million years ago. And the sad thing is that Wegener, he had a lot of really good ideas, but the scientific community, they didn't accept his theory, and he ended up dying before they ever did. And so, anyways, we'll stop there for now because I'm about out of time. We'll see y'all next time.